the Philly Legends podcast. I'm Joe Colari. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss an episode of Philly Legends podcast. So if you haven't recognized him by now, let me just give you a few things what this gentleman has done. And this is all pertaining to Philadelphia radio. Music Director of the Year, PD of the Year, Programmer of the Year. He also was the Program and Operations Manager at Q102 during its heyday. And one of the really, really big things that he did, and this will give it away who he is, Glenn Kalina. But it was Glenn Kalina Care for Kids, the radiothon, where he raised over $1 million for Children's Hospital. That's incredible, Glenn. And thanks so much for being on the show.
Thanks for having me, Joe. Long time no see, but
absolutely,
we go back, man. We go back
a long ways. And I was just always, once I started doing this and looked at all the things that you did, because you forget all the radio stations and all the things that you achieved during those 51 years.
Yeah, I survived.
That's insane. 51 years in radio.
Started when I was 17.
Wow. How did this whole crazy thing, because now that we know from, being in radio all those years, how crazy it is.
Yeah.
And I guess you don't realize it while you're doing it, but I mean, you were able to do this for a long time at a very high level. How did that all happen?
Starting off in a small little town. Well, it's not that small, but Scranton's small. My first job was at WICK up there. And I was going to college, so I was working part-time. And then I finished and I worked part-time there for a little bit. But, I got bigger things in my head. I got to go to Philly, New York, whatever. I had to get out of there. Nothing against Scranton, of course, but I just had to. I didn't fit in like I thought, and I should. And I always wanted to go to Philly. Came to Philadelphia when my aunt and uncle lived in Philly and would stay with them during the summer for a week or two. And I'd listen to Highlight and Joe Niagara, Georgie Woods, Jocko Henderson. I listened to all this different radio when I would be here, and I was like, that's what I want to do.
You got the bug.
Good. These guys are real good. So, and then in high school, I played in a band. And at some of the dances, various fire halls and such, they would have disc jockeys come in from some of the stations up there, throw records out, 45s out, and tchotchkes to the kids and such. And I got to be friends with one of them, Joey Shaver at WARM. And at that time, you could go and stand in the lobby, and they had the double pane windows studio. You could see right in it, and you could watch them while they work. So when I wasn't practicing with the band, I would go there and stand in the lobby all night. And then I met him at one of our gigs that he was emceeing, and he was like, yeah, you can hang out there anytime. And I was like, okay. So I would go there and hang up. He knew who I was, or hang out, and he knew who I was. And then it was, go get me a soda, go get me a coffee. So I ran, I got him all the stuff. I go for a couple of years. And then after high school, I went to broadcasting school in Washington, because I said, this is what I want to do. And one night, when I was home, Joey calls me in. Now, he's never called me in the studio. He opens the door, he says, come in here. So I went in, and he was sick and kept running to the bathroom. So he said, you know how to do this? And I said, well, he goes, you punch this. When this song ends, he goes, I know you know the songs. When this song ends, punch this button. And then when that button ends, punch this to start the next turntable. I'll be back by then. So he comes back. I did that. I didn't screw it up. And he puts another record on. He says, I got to go back, do it again. So I segued 4 songs in top 40 at that time. That was like, you had to talk somewhere in between, but you could take a chance. So I went in and I did it. And he came out and he said, great, thanks for doing that. Now get out. And that was when I was bitten. I said, I got to do this. So I applied to at least 10 stations in Philly. I didn't care where I got a job. And they all said, "You're not good enough. You can't make it here. You suck pretty much." And I said, "Well, we'll see." So I moved here, and I sat in the lobbies of radio stations
Wow.
until somebody would talk to me. I sat with Butter one day for 5 hours, just waiting for 5 minutes with him, and different program directors at the time.
Yeah.
And, nobody would talk to me. Butter talked to me. And we became really good friends after that.
I love Butter.
And I had heard that, I don't even remember how I heard it, but we found out about Wizard 100. And that was making a change to, from the oldies, from Vivid to Wizard. And two friends of mine who knew the PD, Frank Sestito and Frankie Lembo.
Wow.
He called them up because he wanted advice about disco. He didn't know it. And that was 78. So blah, blah, blah. They helped him out programming wise. And he said, "You know anybody that's willing to talk?" Because, back then DJs didn't talk. Club DJs were like, "We don't talk. Don't say anything. Last call is all you should say." And so they said, "You should talk to Glenn Kalina," blah, blah, blah. So, because they knew I was working at Scranton and I was living down there now, so in Philly. And he called me in and I got the job. So I was working 10 to 2 at night. And then I got bumped up to 6 to 10 and then 2 to 6. And that lasted 2 years. And then we all got fired. They flipped that station to religion. I went to WIP when it played music back then.
I remember.
I learned a lot there. I mean, I was working with, those guys. Wee Willie.
Yeah. Ken Garland.
Ken Garland.
Yeah, Ken Garland.
They were all there. That was like walking with the elite. Shut up, kid. Get me this, get me that.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. Whatever you want. And I also got a job at WSSJ in Camden. So, and I lived in South Philly at the time, at 15th and Jackson. So I would get up in the morning and go to Camden for the morning show, and I became the PD there. And then I would work at WIP 8 to midnight, because between all those guys, they had 26 weeks vacation. So I was always on the air at IP. So I was working 2 stations at the same time.
That's awesome.
And I got word that Hot Hits was coming. I don't know how I did, but I did. And I wrote the general manager at the time a letter, because he wouldn't take a call. So I wrote a letter, and he called me up.
Wow.
And said, "How did you find out about this?" He didn't want to know about me. He was like, "How did you find out about this?" I don't remember what I said, but blah, blah, blah. He said, "Come in here." So I went in, and it was still Fascinating Rhythm.
Right.
Format prior to Hot Hits. And I was working, and he hired me. I followed Dr. Perry Johnson, who had left DAS and came over, and I followed Perry.
All the legends, man.
Yeah, so and that's really where I got my education here, from these guys. And he was working 6 to 10, so they gave me the 10 to 2 shot. Hot Hits comes along. Mike Joseph, the consultant at the time, didn't want anybody from the previous staff. He was like, "No, fire everybody, get everybody out." The general manager, Vince Benedict, said, "No, I want Kalina to stay." So he had my back, and thankfully I owe him so much. And I got hired, but Joseph was like, "Well, I'll make him a part-time guy. I'm not hiring him full-time. He's already been on the air here full-time." I said, "Yeah, I'll do that." So we went through 7 weeks of dry runs and training, and it was really difficult, really, really hard. Never done anything like it in my life. And it was intense.
Right.
And you sat and went through air checks every single day during that 7 weeks. And you got a new butthole every time you screwed up. Believe me, Mike Joseph was not kind in that way. "You suck. You're terrible. I don't even know why you're here." You hear things like that. And you go, "Oh, God, I don't know why." And anyway, Scott Walker, the PD, knew that I had been in Philly for a couple of years, knew Philly music, or knew more about it than they all did, and made me the music director.
I remember.
Shortly after that, one of the original air staff decided to leave and go somewhere to L.A., and then Scott plugged me in right in, and then we hired somebody else for part-time. So that's how that started.
It all fell into place for you, Glenn.
It seems that way.
But you were, listen, it always looks easy, but the work that, I mean, people don't understand what you go through in order to stay in those positions. Because like you said, I think in this short time, we talked about 3 or 4 firings, and that's what happens. You know, things are going great, and all of a sudden, it's like everybody's out.
Yeah.
Like why? But that's the way radio is. I mean, it is cutthroat.
Why? We're going in a different direction.
We're going in a different direction. Yep.
Yeah, that's what you heard a lot.
Yep. You were fantastic, but we're just going in a different direction now. So
yeah,
you're on your own again.
Yeah. And I really wasn't making any money there part-time, you know, so
right.
I mean, I had some rough times there. I got locked out of my apartment because I couldn't pay my rent on South Street at the time, and had my car repossessed. I mean, it was a rough time.
I was just talking to the guitar player for Smokey Robinson. He's been with him for 41 years. Robert Boogie Bowles, who I love. I've had him on the podcast twice now. But he hit it on the head when he's talking about the musician end of it is like the DJ. You will do this job for nothing because it's just something. There's something that I don't know what it is that takes over you as a musician or a DJ, broadcasting or whatever, where you need to do it. And again, the money doesn't become a factor. I mean, if you're really good at what you do, it will eventually become a factor. But when you're in that mode and trying to make your way through the ranks, it's like you said, you'll do part-time, you'll lose your car, you won't be able to pay your rent, you won't eat. That's just the way it is.
Ragu is always there at the store. 5 nights a week sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know what? It all worked out because look at all the things that you were able to do and accomplish in Philadelphia, where they told you there's no way you can make it here, Glenn. You're wasting your time.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't believe him. Well, I knew what I wanted, and I was going to do anything to get it.
Absolutely. And that's why the show is called Philly Legends for a reason.
and you know what? Living in South Philly and just being in this environment, it made me tougher. Yeah, it definitely made me tougher and harder. You know, because some of those things that happened early on, you're like, what am I doing? I'm wasting my time. You know, you start thinking those things and doubting yourself. And as soon as that happens, you got to snap out of it, slap yourself in the face, whatever. Yeah, you got to know your talent. You got to know you're good enough. Your desire and your passion, willingness to take direction, and still exercise what it is inside of you that needs to get out. Yeah, absolutely. And one of the really good things about it is the people you get to meet and work with, because most of those people have that same drive that you get to meet, and that you do bounce off of those folks that you meet along the way, because they're all hungry for the same thing, and it makes you a better person. Yeah, the ones that are really die hard, want to be there, are different than the ones that I do this to meet chicks. Right. You know, there's a whole different world out there. Yeah. Of the two different kinds of DJs. Yes, absolutely. And you have your fair share of them that are just there for the glory of it. And there's nothing wrong with, having that, but that can't be your drive. I mean, the drive is always to be the best at what you do. Yeah. Learn from other people. I met someone once, and Jocko Henderson actually said to me one time, he goes, "Who do you really like? Who do you really like?" And I named 4 or 5 DJs. Well, what do you like about him? What do you like about Georgie? What do you like about Highlight? What do you like about me? He said, take something from each guy and develop your own style.
That's it.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Basically, because I didn't really have a style. I
Right.
knew what I wanted, but I knew I had to get better. I knew I had to improve. I didn't know how exactly until I started meeting these guys that had already done it and learning from them.
Yeah.
I became good friends with Highlit, and actually I was spinning clubs at the library. I was spinning records at the library, a nightclub on City Avenue, and Highlit was one of the jocks, the radio jocks who would come in and host on Thursday nights.
Right.
And you just learn. You learn.
Exactly.
I watch what he did. I watch how he did it.
I mean, what you're talking about, I can relate to so much because I did that with Butter.
Yep.
And I did it with Don Cannon.
Yep.
And Harvey Holiday. So all those guys that I got to be around, I mean, with Butter, it was different because I had already made myself a name in the business. Prior to that, these guys didn't even know my name. They didn't know who I was, nothing. I mean, I was just there spinning records, and they were the air personality. But with Butter, I worked with Butter for about 8 years. And the stories that he could tell, like no one else. And I mean, I'm sure you have those. In fact, let's talk about something that's a story for you from that business that sticks in your mind.
Oof.
I put you on the spot.
But I'll tell you, the most compelling thing I've done in 51 years was what you mentioned earlier when you started. And they were the radiothons I did at Children's Hospital.
Yes.
The absolutely most rewarding thing I've done in the business.
Wow.
To this day. There's just nothing like it, nothing to compare it to. Dealing with those kids and dealing with parents and talking to them and interviewing them, and then getting all the love from the Philadelphia community, as we always do, because that's just what we do. Is just overwhelming. I mean, it breaks your heart, and then it mends it at the same weekend when you're doing all this, because you hear these horrible and horrific stories that the kids are going through and their parents, and then you see the money come in, though.
Right.
And so it's still to this day. I mean, I've met everybody from Mick Jagger to Tina Turner, but those CHOP radiothons, still number one.
That's
for me.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's very understandable. And I remember them very well. They were big.
Hard to do.
And that has to be so heart-wrenching.
Very.
When you're dealing with children.
What's amazing about it is the kids, when you interview the kids, and we would do the interviews 4 or 5 months out before. So you had to go to CHOP, you had to talk to the kids, then you talk to the parents. And a lot of times it was the questions you had to ask, which they gave you. I said, I can't ask a kid that. And they were like, no, you have to. And, I said, I can't ask the parents that. And they go, no, you have to. These are the questions you have to ask.
Wow.
What are you thinking about laying there in bed at night, whether you're going to get a heart or not? You think you're going to die? Are you afraid of dying? And the kids were tougher than the parents 99% of the time. They go, yeah, no. And then when I asked the parent that question, it was nothing but tears, understandably.
Yes.
And I would start crying. And it's like, it's very, very emotional.
Has to be very so emotional. Now, that could lead into what you're looking to do right now. All the things that you've done and all the accolades and with what you did with Children's Hospital, if someone's looking down, because what you did was amazing in helping those children and putting yourself out there to the public to get something back to help these kids. You need some help now.
Yeah. I need a kidney. crazy, right?
Yeah.
Who would ever thought? And like you said earlier, otherwise I'm in great shape. It's just that,
Right.
because now I've gone public with it, so a lot
Yeah.
of people are like, "Are you okay? You all right?" And there's a
How
lot
did
of
you find
sympathy.
this out?
I tried to donate to my niece who needed
Wow.
a kidney 10 years ago.
Wow.
It was
Okay.
11 years ago, and I was a match, and we went through all the testing. And when we got down to the one level of testing where they put dye through your kidneys to see if you're clean, is where I found out I had my own issue.
Wow.
And they said, you can't donate. You have to start taking care of yourself. So I did. We became vegetarian shortly after that, and because that helps. And, the meds and the exercise and all
Sure.
that. So it's been that way for like 11 years. And,
Wow.
but, eventually it just gets worse and worse. Your numbers start to drop, and that's where we're at.
So what are the steps that need to be taken in order for you to find a donor?
Well, publicize and let as many people know that I'm in need of a kidney. So I've been doing a lot of social media about it, and just getting the word out there as much as possible. Of course, you continue to take care of yourself and take your meds and live your life best you can.
And so what can I do and get to my audience that can possibly help?
Well, there's two things. It's great you asked that, because people, will say, "Well, I'll give you a kidney if I'm not a match." I'm sorry, but it's beyond that. A living donor, there's deceased donors and living donors, and a living donor is the best way to go. The kidneys last longer, you last longer than a deceased kidney, but a deceased kidney is also great too. It saved my life.
Right.
So what people have to do is get tested and see what their blood type is. That's the first thing. And then there's a urine testing to see how that goes. And what's good about the living donor program is it's also called a match program, where you could be living in Oklahoma and a person decides they would like to donate to me, but we're not a match. But they are a match to the person in Oklahoma who is a match to me.
Right.
It's kind of weird. You can still have the same blood type, but your tissues have to play together. So after the blood type, they see if your tissue does what it does and it gets along. And then once that happens, then you can move along. But
Right.
if that doesn't happen after the blood and the urine testing, then it's not going to work for you. But it might work for the person in Oklahoma.
Right.
So they can exchange. It's called a match program. You give your kidney to the person in Oklahoma, they exchange theirs to me.
Wow.
So somebody else can match. They don't all have to have the same blood type.
Right.
But that's the one thing that most people think. I'm not a match. I can't donate, but you could donate to someone else who in turn is a match to me. And they'll tell you in the hospitals, they've done up to a 60 match, kidney match.
Wow.
From one person in the United States.
Right.
It's like all over the map.
Exactly.
Until they made it all happen.
Mm-hmm.
And 60 people benefit from that one person.
Wow.
So that's so important to know. And a lot of people say, well, I only want to give it to you. I only want to give it to you. And I understand that.
Right.
It's your kidney. You can do whatever you want to do with it. Give it to who you want. So that's your choice as well. But the match program is really cool. And if you're not a match, you can still be willing to donate to someone else who is a match to me.
Now, is there any complications for a person to donate a kidney? Like some people might think that, well, if I give up a kidney, then I can't do this.
No, not at all. You
Right.
can live perfectly normal lives with one kidney.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't know too much about what it takes in order to donate, or maybe, I'm going to have to curtail what I do in order to help Glenn.
No, not really. I mean, you have to go to the hospital, and you'll be there for 2 or 3 days, generally speaking, as long as it's straight and nothing happens, which rarely does.
Yeah.
You go home and you just take it easy, just like any if you had any surgery, and it's mostly done laparoscopic, so it's not like you have a big incision. They'll do the 3 holes, and you get like a 1.5 inch incision, and they pop the kidney out, and you're good. Everyone that I have spoken to that has donated were home in 3 days. Even one gentleman who I knew donated to somebody here was from California. So they came here, and all your expenses are covered. There are no, even if you take time off from work, that money is replaced.
Okay.
Your accommodations are taken care of if you're from another state. Everything is paid for.
Right.
And you can go back to your normal life. Obviously, you take it easy for a few weeks because you just had a little surgery, but
sure.
Other than that. And then I've also been asked the question, well, what if I needed that one kidney? What if something happens to me? Or, you have children and one of your children need a kidney.
Right.
That if you donate a kidney, that automatically puts you at the top of the list if you ever need one.
Wow. Okay.
So you don't start like I'm starting now, and there's a 3 to 6 year wait for a kidney. And so it puts you right to the top.
Wow.
To get one. So that all those things are considered.
The medical field has come a long way.
Yeah.
And so we need to have all the links where people can and you can just email me those.
Yeah, I'll put them up. I'll send them to you.
Yep, we'll make sure that everybody knows where they can go, and even something where they can research. I'm sure all the web pages they can go to.
Yeah, they're all included in these links. The one link I'm going to give you is for Penn Medicine in Philly, and that's part of the National Kidney Register. And the other link is for Cooperman Barnabas Hospital in Short Hills, New Jersey, and that's pretty much a transplant hospital. They do kidneys, eyes, lungs, pancreas, heart, you name it.
Wow.
That's what they do there.
Mm-hmm.
And they do several hundred a year. So they both have similar criteria, pretty much. And on both of those links is all the information you need to know about donating.
Awesome. Absolutely.
Yeah, because there's a lot. You want to know everything.
Absolutely. Now, are you 100% retired now? Are you doing anything?
Well, my wife has a portrait studio, so I work with her, help her out. Yeah.
Now, I go way back with Staver as well.
Staver, are you here? What? Where are you?
Tell her to come in. Let's get her on.
Your presence is requested.
Oh, my God. Well, hang on.
Okay.
Oh, she's got to go put makeup on.
She's going to probably.
Yeah, she got to. Just tell her to throw a hat on.
That's funny. Oh, she's on the phone. That's funny.
Oh, she's on the phone?
Yeah. She'll be out.
Okay. Yeah, we go back a long ways. Francine's days.
How about that?
Wow.
Oof.
Now that's going back a ways. And
you didn't tell anybody that myself, you, and Way Cooler from Pretty Poison about our big hit record.
I was going to tell them that because very instrumental. Because the other thing is that Glenn, okay, for folks out there, helped many groups. Not only, when you do this radio gig, you can have the opportunity to help groups rise to fame. like Pretty Poison. And so what are some of the other groups that you were?
There
She is.
Hi.
What's up, girl?
How are you?
I'm doing
I
great.
see you on Facebook. I listen to your song.
Ah, well, I
Very
appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's been going really good.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Good.
You haven't changed a bit. Look at you.
Oh my God. Thanks for saying that.
Oh, it's true.
Oh God. So
Well, you know what? I was going to ask Glenn earlier because he said he was in the business 51 years. And I'm like, you must have been like 4 years old when you started.
yeah.
17.
17,
Yeah.
yeah.
No,
17.
I'm saying you were
He's
4
up
years
there.
old because you're like 55 now.
Yeah, right.
Well, listen, his what's that thing that we do, the Hume scale says that his biological age is
54.
54.
Nice.
Right?
That's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate it is.
Mine
but
would be like 84.
Nah, you look great. You
I
look
feel pretty good, with all the crazy things I've did in my life, and I feel pretty good.
yeah,
We're all lucky to be here, brother.
we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
We are.
still kicking it, and I can't go out to the clubs anymore, but
Yeah.
and I don't miss it. I spent
Yeah.
you and I both spent most of our lives in nightclubs, and
Easy.
it's
Yeah.
that could beat you up a little bit.
Yeah, a lot.
A little bit. Oh yeah. I like your Tommy Boy record back.
Oh, well, that's
behind you.
Naughty by Nature.
Oh, Naughty by Nature.
Yeah,
That's
I mean
Glenn's
that's
got
Tommy
the same
Boys,
one,
Tommy
I
Boy
think,
Records.
don't you?
Yeah.
They have the same one.
Mike-
I love that one.
Mike
Yeah.
Becci.
Okay.
Yeah.
Remember
And,
that Naughty by Nature?
Yes.
Remember that? They
Back
were
in the days.
oh,
OPP.
Hooray.
Yep.
They-
Hip Hop
they came
Hooray.
with the-
They had so many great songs.
they do.
But
Yeah, it
we
was a
were
good
talking
time.
about Too Cool Thing
Go ahead.
that
I don't know.
you're leaving us?
Yeah, she's
Oh, did
taking
you
out.
want me to?
Well, no, I just wanted to,
Oh, okay.
I just
I'm
walk
sorry.
out,
I'm sorry.
I'd be like, she just left.
I wanted to leave you to do whatever you're doing. I'm sorry.
We're just
Go ahead.
the way
We're
I like
talking
doing
about-
these. We just shoot the
Oh,
shit.
okay.
That's all. But we
All
were
right.
talking about Too Cool Thing that Glenn and Way and
Mhm.
Arnold Bagwell, we all did that song, and it did really well. And it's crazy because I still see it on like eBay. I'll see like pop up
Really?
$15 for. I'm like $15. It's
Wow.
crazy. They're still selling that record.
Wow.
Too cool thing, let your body swing.
That's
Too
it,
cool
yeah.
thing, let
Oh,
your
yeah.
body swing.
And it would have been nowhere without Glenn.
That was fun.
And, and we were in the basement of Way Cooler's house.
Absolutely.
It wasn't even in the studio.
Mhm.
No, we used to call it the Funk Dungeon.
Yeah.
Oh God. That's funny.
You'd have to
What a
turn off
time.
the humidifier, like
Yeah.
when you were recording. We,
Yeah.
we had like a shower curtain around the booth for.
Remember that?
It was awesome. It was awesome.
It was
I
I mean, I
fun.
wouldn't
It was
change
fun.
anything.
It was.
I wouldn't
we'll
change
always have
anything.
we'll always have those times. They were
Oh,
so much fun.
absolutely.
And
So
we
much
were so
fun.
lucky to be part of it, and we're all lucky to be here to talk about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Most
It's,
importantly, thank God there were no cameras like there are today.
exactly.
That's true.
Oh.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
The Woodbine days.
Uh,
And, oh, man.
Spreadsheets.
Remember, you used to do Saturdays, right? The live, I think it was the live broadcast on Saturday you did.
Yeah, for a while.
Yeah.
I think Cerami did most of them.
Well, Cerami, well, yeah, that's right. He wound up doing it from Q because
Yeah.
he and I did the weekend dance party on Power. I was with him for 4 years. And then I wound up being on that show because he left and went to Q. But I wound up being on that show for 16 years
Wow.
on Saturday night.
Yeah.
16 years. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Well, that was so much fun.
yeah.
It was the
Wow.
greatest era.
You captured the crowd, Joe, and you knew what to do, man. You don't stay anywhere in this area 16 years if you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because, like we talked earlier on, you're fired. You're out.
Exactly. I mean, I'm very lucky. I spent most of my time at Power, and then I went to Jam and Gold, and then Mix 95.7 for a short period, and then I went back to Power, and then I just at that point I was like, yeah, I'm done. I mean, I actually at that point said, yeah, I'm finished with radio.
Yeah.
So that was just, it wasn't any more fun. And I was, again, so fortunate to have Frank Cerami in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then we brought in DC Todd. JoJo Davis was there for a little bit.
Sure.
So all the guys that were around during that era, all the other guys from Q102, I think Robbie was spinning there at the time, Robbie Tronco, Joe Mama, because I did the show with Joe Mama on Mix 95.7 from the 8th floor.
Yep.
Oh,
yeah, Sunday nights.
The 8th floor.
Yeah.
Sunday nights, the 8th floor. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Back in the day, dance party.
It was awesome. So the people that I got to work with were amazing. And I'm very fortunate, very, very fortunate.
Yeah, I say the same thing to everybody all the time. It's like, well, you lucked out. I go, yeah, you think it's all luck? You keep thinking that.
Yeah. What's the old saying? Luck. The harder you work, the luckier you get.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
That's the old saying, and then it's true. And I'm guilty of that earlier when I was like, boy, everything fell into place for you. Yeah, really? It didn't seem like that when I didn't have anything to eat and they came and took my car and I couldn't pay my rent.
God, did you all have an episode where your car was taken?
Yeah, pretty much.
I had a Cadillac.
The DJ thing?
Oh, I had a Cadillac at one time, and I remember I was living in Collingswood, and I had just started on Power, and I'm getting ready to leave. I look out the window. There's no car. I'm like, where's my car? So I called the police station. All right. I called the police. I think somebody stole my car. So he's like, yeah, sir, what's your address? Because, the repo guy has to call the police station. So I called there and I give him the address. He goes, oh, no, your car wasn't stolen, sir. You can call this number if you want to find it. I'm like, oh, man. But I had to do some things and get my Cadillac back.
Here's a good story. When WIP and MMR were together at Rittenhouse Square, that actually you entered that building on 19th Street or 18th and Walden, right? So there used to be the Sampson Theater there on Sampson, but the back doors were on Sansom Street and the front doors were on the other side of the building, but you could park on the street back then. And I'm on the air at WIP on a Saturday afternoon in October, and my car's down there. I could see it, and I see somebody smash my window, get in the car, and stole it in a matter of a minute. And I'm on the air. I couldn't do anything. I'm like, what am I going to do here? So I call the police. And I'm saying, I'm watching someone steal my car as I'm talking to you, and the guy drove away.
As crazy as this sounds, Glenn, the same thing happened to me.
Did it
Oh,
really?
my gosh.
While I was on Power, and we're doing the live show. So after the show, we were at Justin's. Ricky Blackstein opened the club on Front Street called Justin's after his son. So, we're getting done, and they had like a couple pool tables up there. So we're having a couple drinks. They let everybody out, and they lock the doors. We get paid, and then we leave. But in the meantime, you're sitting there having a drink, talking, blah, blah, blah. We hear this alarm go off, right? Look out the window. I had a black Firebird at the time, and there's two guys in the car. They can't get the wheel. My wheels are locked up, the front. They couldn't get it to open it. Now we run downstairs. No one has the key. It's dead bolted. We can't get out. The car is right in front of us. Finally, we get out. You open it, but my car pulls away. But I got the car back. We chased them. And you remember Eddie Gernacci?
Sure.
We chased them in Eddie Gernacci's car, and finally caught them. Cops came. They took my car. They brought it to the police station, and I remember how to go to the police station. I got out at like 7 a.m, and I couldn't take the car because they broke the whole steering column up. So you had the car stolen, and you had your car repossessed, and I had my car stolen, and I had a car repossessed. We're going so head to head right now.
Well,
that is funny.
Here's part 2 of my story. The guy turns right on 21st Street toward the Franklin Institute, and the police surround him. But now I had my bag with my checkbook and stuff stuffed under the seat, so nobody could see it. The guy had found it. He jumps out of the car, takes off. They never caught him.
And he's got your bag?
I got my car back, and he's got my bag. But I got my car back. That's October.
Wow.
January, I'm getting a call from the police in Conshohocken that we have your checkbook and your brown bag and da-da-da-da-da. There was a Gennardi's Market out there on Ridge Pike. The man came in, cashed a check, and then when they realized it bounced, they put all the bounced checks on the wall there.
Right.
Well, the guy came back 2 days later to cash another check.
Oh,
the girl knew my name, knew I wasn't him, the woman that was working there. I never found out who she was, but she saved the day. She said, "Just a minute, sir. Call the police." The cops came and arrested him. January, 4 months later. I got my bag
back. That is insane. That's insane. You got the bag, you got the car, you got your checkbook and the bag.
Yeah, well, everything was closed at that point because, it was months later. But the guy went and tried to get money from Gennardi's Market, and he used the credit cards and a Toys R Us at Christmas time or something. But I got it all back. It was wild.
That's insane. That's insane. But it is, all these stories, folks, are what happens to you when you decide to take this glorious life in broadcasting or entertainment. It's listen, again, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we get to see a lot of shows and meet a lot of people backstage and get to hang with, some of the biggest stars in the world. But you pay your price doing it.
Yeah,
it's a very unforgiving job too, because you can do 30 years and then all of a sudden you're out. I mean,
yeah,
out of sight, out of mind. Yeah,
it's all over with. And
it's a downside.
Now you got to go into sales.
Downside, yeah. That's the one thing I never did.
Everybody's been fired from radio.
Oh, absolutely.
Over again.
More than once.
Those breaking into the business, we have a saying that if you've never been fired, you've never really been in radio.
Absolutely. And most of the time it's for no reason. I mean, be number one in the market.
Change the format.
I mean, I was on the number one rated show and got let go. Yeah. So it's like, okay. I mean, I was brought back. but
Oops, we made a mistake.
It's,
get him back here.
Yeah, I mean, it's just what happens, and management is a different animal.
Oops, you deal with it and you move on.
Absolutely, and but like I said, all the big benefits in it come in the people that you get to work with and meet, and bounce ideas off of, or learn from, or like Jocko was saying, who was one of my heroes. And I love his son, Doug.
Yep.
You take a little bit from everybody and you make your own style around what you like. And that's how you make your way. If you're, if you have that backbone to go through all that crap, then it's, then you wind up having 51 years in the business and have all the accolades. Program Director of the Year, Music Director of the Year, Operations Manager. How many morning shows awards did you get?
I don't know.
Exactly, because it doesn't really mean that much, But for,
Well, it
us,
does.
It
You know,
does. He
at the
loves
moment, it does. I don't
yeah,
know.
in
They're
that
all
moment
like,
it does. But I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was 3 or 4 years in a row and of course the morning
yeah, I
guy
think it was
is the
four.
main guy.
Yeah, it
I
was
mean, your
4 guys.
morning guy is your bread and butter. And so you've worked in the top spots in top radio stations in what's the fourth largest market?
Well, it was. It's 9 now.
Okay. But I mean, back then it was 4.
Back then, Philadelphia was the 4th largest
Right.
market.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're a top 5 market in the United States and you're a morning guy and you're the top gun. I mean, that puts you in a very small elite group. So hats
Yeah.
off to you.
Again, I was very lucky.
We're back to the lucky thing again.
We're back to the lucky thing. Listen, you guys loved radio. You
was
guys
so much
had
fun.
a genuine love for radio. That's what kept you there all that time.
Yeah,
it's just the
it's
love of
truth.
the whole
We
thing.
lived it, breathed
The
it,
music,
ate
the
it,
rate, the whole business.
lived the lifestyle. I mean, we dug in.
Yes.
That's what you got to do.
So much
You gotta
fun.
Commit. So this has been fun, Joe. Thanks, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. And again, we're going to put in all the links. So
We appreciate it.
I mean, I pray that somehow, somewhere, someone comes up with something and we can help Glenn here. I mean,
Yep.
not only is Glenn and Stavra, very good at what they do and have all those accolades, but they're good people.
Aw.
These are really good people. And you could tell that from all the things that he did in radio for the public and especially the radiothons. I mean, if anyone deserves it, it's Glenn.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
And I appreciate
Thank
the
you,
time.
Joe.
Yep. And great seeing you, Stavra.
Good to see you too.
Yeah.
Keep doing what you're doing.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much again.
All right.
Joe,
All right.
continued success to you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Glenn.
All right. Love you, man.
Love you, brother.